So Luke Thomas today announced he is leaving MMAfighting.com. This is a battle camp. Please hit the subscribe button. You'll find it in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. What is going on at MMAfighting.com? Literally over the last year, 18 months, something like that, since Ariel Helwani left, one by one, they've all been getting off that fucking ship. The total opposite to what Noah did with his ark. Because he brought people on 2 by 2. Over here, people are leaving 1 by 1. So Ariel was the first to go. Rick followed him out. And then, who else? Mark Raimondi left. Sean Shatty left. Jeff Wagenheim. I don't know whether he worked for MMAfighting.com or if he was just a talking head on MMA Beat. But he's no longer there, obviously. Chuck Mindenhall, my favourite, he fucked off. Luke Thomas today, who was the presenter of the MMA Hour, took over from Ariel Helwani, and he also started presenting the MMA Beat. And that's, I think, okay. So this is something. This is the kind of video that I don't usually make. Because I usually talk about fighters and actual current affairs in combat sports, whether it's MMA or boxing. I don't really talk about content providers so much. The only times I have is when BT Sports try and put a show on pay-per-view, and I don't believe it's a pay-per-view quality fight or card. Or I've spoken about Sky Sports and their relationship with DAZN, and I've spoken about when Sky Sports acquired the rights to Bellator. I've never really spoken about a content provider and the personalities, the people, the journalists that work for that content provider. And the reason why I felt inclined to make this video is because I only ever really make videos where I feel strong enough to talk about it. Does that make sense? And the reason why I feel strongly about this situation is if we go back, I don't know, 8-10 years or something like that. I've been, the first MMA fight I ever watched was Ken Shamrock against Tito Ortiz. I think it was the second one. So I don't know what year that was in, but that was the first MMA fight that I ever watched. But when I actually started to become, move from being a casual MMA fan to be quite frank, fanatic about MMA, Ariel Helwani was the first journalist that I used to actively seek out because he was on YouTube and I could get his stuff on YouTube. And Ariel Helwani obviously worked for MMAfighting.com. I don't know how many years he worked there, but I've been visiting that website ever since then. Does that make sense? And throughout my journey as an MMA fan, MMA Fighting has been my go-to place for news and content. And I'm not just talking about articles and just reading latest breaking news and details around this guy missed weight or this guy failed a drugs test. Just MMA Beat and MMA Hour on YouTube. So I remember when I first started watching the MMA Hour, I was kind of in my early to mid 20s, kind of in my second or third kind of professional job, and I'd secretly have one headphone in, watching what Ariel Helwani is doing, and kind of the amount of fighter interviews that I watched and listened to of fighters I'd never heard of, Conor McGregor being one of them, and kind of got introduced to all of these personalities in the sport of MMA was via the MMAfighting.com website. And MMA Beat, like watching the MMA Beat, that really inspired me to start my own YouTube channel, because I used to watch that show and I really enjoyed the core A team. That was Ariel Helwani, Luke Thomas, Jeff Wagenheim, and Chuck Mindenhall. And I enjoyed it so much because I appreciated everyone's point of view when they were expressing their thoughts about whatever they were talking about at that time. I'm not saying that I agreed with everyone every single time, but I appreciate their point of view. And to be honest, I felt like I could do that job. I could be sat in front of a camera on that desk and I could express my thoughts about the current affairs in MMA. And that's what inspired me to start doing this on YouTube, because let's face it, I'm 32 years old, I'm a project manager in IT, I don't have time. I'm just busy. I don't have time to like actually fucking, you know, go out and try and find people to actually create a YouTube show. So I thought I'd just talk to myself on YouTube, simply because none of my friends are really balls deep in combat sports the way I am. I literally don't have anyone to talk to, so I just stick it in videos and put it online just to get it off my chest. And then about 7 people watch them, and I might get 3 likes, and one of them's my mum, and one of them's me with my other account. But yeah, I suppose I'm trying to say is, as I've grown, I feel like I've grown up as an MMA fan, with MMA fighting as my go-to place. It would be now like for me as a football fan, or soccer if you're from America. It would be like now if Sky Sports were to announce tomorrow that they no longer will be airing any Premier League football. Do you know what I mean? But it would be different because the team that they have on Sky Sports has changed over the years. So, you know, it's not like MMA fighting, because all of these guys have been working for MMA fighting throughout the duration of me visiting that platform for MMA news, views, content, etc. So it just feels like an end of an era for me. It feels like an end of a fucking era. And I literally, I don't know why this has happened. I don't know why everyone's jumped ship. I've looked on Reddit, and then I was fresh out of ideas. I didn't know where to look and where I could potentially find out what's going on. Is there something going on with MMAfighting.com, or, you know, what's going on? The only thing that I will say is, I think we're in a different era where the outlet that you work for doesn't matter as much as the actual journalist that it is that's providing the content. What I mean by that is people like Ariel, Helwani, Brett Okamoto, Luke Thomas, these kinds of guys, they have their own audience because they have their own social media platforms. And when they move from one platform to another, the people that enjoy their content will move with them. Unless, of course, you're Chuck Minenhor and you choose to join The Athletic, because I'm not saying that it's not worth it, but for me, I struggle to pay to watch fights. So there's no way my tightness will allow me to pay to read about fights once they've happened. But I wish them the best of luck, because to me, my favourite writer in MMA is Chuck Minenhor. Like I said, I really enjoy his perspective, and I really enjoy the nuances that he manages to find during the debates that they had on MMA Beat. And he expresses that quite well in his writing. So if you've managed to listen to this, because we're now in 8 minutes, if you've managed to come 8 minutes deep into me talking about MMAfighting.com and the demise of MMAfighting.com, I seriously suggest looking at their website to see some of Chuck Minenhor's content in their archives, because I guarantee you will enjoy it. If I managed to hold your interest for this long, then you know, Chuck Minenhor's articles, have a read, and then go on The Athletic and subscribe to the fuckers. Do you know what I mean? They're trying something new. Who knows? It might work. Who knows? I don't know. If it was me, I would have, you know, provided some free content for a while, and then put in the pay wall. But you know, I'm not an expert, and I'm going off on a tangent. But MMAfighting.com, rest in peace. I don't know if I'll ever need to go to that site anymore. I don't even know who works there anymore. And that's a shame, because for me, MMAfighting.com was always the daddy, was always the best MMA content provider. Fuck MMA Junkie. Not really. I don't, you know, have anything against it. It's just my favourite was MMAfighting.com. And yeah, like I say, like I don't expect a lot of views on this. I don't expect this, you know, to even get past, say, 20 views. Because I don't know whether, I think this is a very niche topic for me to be talking about, but I felt strongly about it, and like I said, I only like making videos about things that I feel strongly about. So let me know what your thoughts are. If you were a fan of MMAfighting.com, stick a comment below. Let me know what you remember, your favorite memories, just some thoughts about what's going on, whether you know any rumors, even if you just made it up. Why not get a rumor out there? Let's get it circulating and percolating, eh? If you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to subscribe. If you've seen a video of mine before this one and now you're watching this one and you haven't subscribed yet, fuck you, man. What the fuck? I'm only joking. Hit the like button, share this with a friend, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. And it won't be on MMAfighting.com because MMAfighting.com is no more, in my humble opinion. Bye.